MissNJoy's Tarot. I'm MissNJoy, and hello, Scorpio, and why? Hello, Scorpio. Please take the time to click like, subscribe, join, and share. That would be greatly appreciated. Scorpio, that's a little bit better. This is your bonus birthday read for 2023. So it is your birthday season, Scorpio, and one of my gifts to you during your birthday season here at MissNJoy's Tarot is you get a birthday bonus reading. Now, the other gift is that you go first whenever I do an all signs read throughout the entire season, your birthday season. So, that being said, Scorpio peeps, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right, little birthday song for you. The way that this works is I'm going to use the Good Tarot. The Good Tarot is what I use whenever I am pulling a message directly from Spirit. Now, that being said, so dusty lately. This message could be whatever. It could be whatever. It's going to be any information, advice, or clarity that you need regarding your upcoming year. Now, because your birthday is your New Year's, just like at New Year's when you're setting intentions and it's a fresh new start for you, your birthday is your personal New Year. It is your solar return. It's your the beginning of the next trip around the sun for you. So, why aren't you? Why? Okay, so that being said, let's call Spirit. And then we will get into your birthday energies. That's what I meant to go get today. All right, so we're going to go Spirit, and we're going to get into, like I said, and it could be anything. It could be advice. It could be just clarity. It could be a foreshadowing. It could be a warning of some sort. Whatever it is the Spirit feels that you need to know for your birthday season. All right, spirits of the ancestors, gods and goddesses, guardians and watchers, please be here to deliver a positive and accurate message for all of those who come here seeking wisdom and knowledge of us this evening. Only the spirits that I call here, I mean it's the greatest and highest of good, are welcome here. Please protect us from evil and negativity and guide us toward love and light, healing, prosperity, abundance, and clarity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hang on, I'm trying to get logged into the chat. Okay, there we go. All right, so without further ado, Scorpio, let's go ahead and get your birthday message and see what Spirit has to say for you. Spirit, we are asking for a positive and accurate message. Once again, everybody, please take the time to click like, subscribe, join, and share. We are asking for a positive and accurate message for my Scorpios. Scorpio sun signs, Scorpio sun sign, Scorpio sun signs for your birthday. All right, let's see. And then I will pull, if needed, I will pull an oracle card to speak to whatever I feel is needed when we are done with your tarot portion. Okay. Aha. Okay. So the overall energy for you is the Chariot card. That is about movement. It can be about distance or even about physical, actual relocation. And I'm not exactly sure how it's going to pertain to the rest of your message, but the Chariot card, it is Cancer energy. And it talks about, and like I said, it talks about movement, quick movement, forward progress, or possibly a distance or being distance to be covered, or distance between two people, or needing to move or relocate. The Chariot card can be interpreted in several different ways. So that's a lot for that to be your overall energy, Scorpio. So let's look at your tarot cards down here on the deck in your main spread and see what we got going on down here. We have the Lover's card, which is Gemini energy. It's either a divinely guided connection, soulmate connection, or possibly needing to make a passionate decision, or a decision that you need to that needs to be made, that you feel very deeply and about, and that is very important. And we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a new love, possibly new incoming love, the beginning of love, or love that feels fresh. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about walking away. However, while yes, the Eight of Cups is about, or Eight of Water, or Eight of Cups here in this deck, is about walking away from the Eight of Cups, it's also about walking toward the Ninth and the 10th Cup, because you are, in most of the depictions of the Eight of Cups, the person is almost always going upward. They're going up a hill or up some stairs, or I even have one where they're going up a cliff. They're moving forward. But it's like the Eight of Cups are always neatly stacked and in order and full. So it's like, I've done all I can here. I've learned all I can here. And it's time for me to move on. It's time to walk away. It's time to go to the next thing, or to the next level. So yes, the Eight of Cups is an energy of walking away, but it's also an energy of walking toward your Ninth Cup and your 10th Cup. Okay? All right. And then we have Transformation, which is also a card that represents, which is the Death card actually, and in the tarot, in other decks, this is the Good tarot, so it uses all good words. It's not going to say the Death card. It says Transformation. That is number 13, and it is the card that represents Scorpio. So you are showing up in your very own birthday read, Scorpio. Okay, so then we have the King of Fire. The King of Fire in other decks would be the King of Wands. That's an energy that's good energy. It's a hard-working energy. It's a passionate energy, but it can be somewhat in and out. Okay? And then we have the Page of Swords, which is the Page of Air in this deck, but it's the Page of Swords. And that can be about, I would say in a birthday spread, it's kind of more so going to be about being in an energy of needing to think or speak or operate. The swords are knowledge and thoughts and communication, and the pages are an immature or a beginning stage or a beginning form of thoughts and communication and thinking. Okay, all right. So if you were to ask me quickly to define it in the best words that I could, I would have to say petty communication. Now, in some spreads, it is said that the Page of Swords, some people look at the Page of Swords as like internet communication, or possibly stalking or watching someone else. If it comes up in a certain way, it said the Page of Swords is like, oh, they're watching you, they're looking at you, someone is. So those are the things that the Page of Swords can mean. Now, let's look at this so we can form a big picture of the entire spread and what it is saying. With the Lover's card, the Page of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Death card, the King of Wands, and the Page of Air. Scorpio, don't be so quick to jump ship. Scorpio, the energy, the scorpionic energy is that the cut-off energy. The I'm done, son energy. The I'm over it. I'm done with this. I'm not dealing with this. I'm walking away. I'm leaving it. Those Scorpios have an infamous reputation for cutting things and people off and deciding with the spur of the moment or in the moment that I'm not dealing with this. I'm done with this. I'm done with you. I'm done with them. I'm not going there. So it's like the cutting off, the eliminating, the throwing out, casting out of people, places, things, or situations. Okay? Scorpio is that ultimate Eight of Cups, that walk away, cut you off type of energy. Slow down. That is the message that is coming through here for you. take time. I'm going to clarify here so that I can make absolutely sure that I'm delivering the right message to you. But as we channel, probably this is it. With the Lover's card, the Page of Cups here, and the Eight of Cups. The Death card, which in this deck is labeled or titled Transformation, because nothing, even if it's the Death card in another deck, nothing actually dies. Albert Einstein came to the conclusion and stated that no form of energy can simply cease to exist. It must transform. It must transform. It must transmute. It must take another shape. It cannot just die or disappear. There's no such thing. Even of the soul, once the body, the physical, corporeal body dies, the soul indeed goes on. It goes somewhere. It doesn't just cease to exist. It ascends or it reincarnates. It does carry on. If you don't believe that, then this is the wrong channel for you. Switch off right now. Click. I won't be mad. Okay, so let's clarify the Lover's card. Clarified by the Queen of Wands. Aha. And the Nine of Cups. Right. Give me the Eight of Cups. Clarified by the Magician card. Right. Come on here. And then the Moon card. Okay. And give me the Page of Water. Page of Cups. Clarified by the Four of Wands. And the Seven of Wands. And the Six of Wands. Aha. Give me the Death card. The Transformation card. Clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool card. Right. The King of Fire, clarified by the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords. And then the Page of Swords, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so, Scorpio, this is a message to sit still. And I'm not saying, and Spirit is not saying, and the universe is not saying, to sit still forever, or sit still and subject yourself to a bunch of unnecessary crap, or sit still and be treated in a way that you do not deserve to be treated. That is not the message here at all. Extra Scorpitarius. Hi, I like your name. I like your name. Hi, and welcome. I take it with that you're a Scorpio, so you're in the right place. Okay, so, Scorpio, like I said, you have the reputation of being one and done with a situation as quick as humanly possible. Like, the minute you see, doesn't even have to be a red flag. You could see like a pale pink flag, and Scorpio's like, oh, I'm done, I'm gone, I'm out. When it comes to things with the Page of Cups here, and it being clarified by the Four Wands, which is my Twin Flame Soulmate and Marriage card, the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands, especially if you are engaging in a long-term commitment or relationship, whether there's a title or a certificate or a legal foundation to it, marriage, relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, live-in, fiance, whatever you want to title it, whatever you want to call it. If you are embarking on said situation for a long period of time, let me clarify how that person is going to piss you off. Let me clarify how that person is going to do something to hurt you. You can apply this not even to marriages. Twin flames. Oh, I have a twin flame, so you're definitely in the right place. Yes, it is exhausting. Mine's just made a return, and I still don't know what to do with it. I still don't know what to do with it. Extra Scorpitarius. After this, I do an open chat where I do questions, and I only charge for tarot questions. I only do it by donation. I only charge for tarot questions, but just open discussion and questions and spiritual conversation, that goes on for free. So if you want to talk about it in the open chat after, it's called App MissNJoy. I do it like almost every night that I am here. You are welcome to discuss twin flame issues, because I apparently draw in the twin flame connections because I'm meant to help guide people through the journey as well, even though I am on said path myself. And yes, it is taxing. Okay, so back to your Scorpio read. Scorpio, no, and it doesn't have to be a marriage or even a romantic relationship. This could be anything that you're engaging in or needing to, or any type of relationship connection, scenario, or situation that you are wanting or expecting to be long term in your life. There is no type of relationship, friend, familial, or romantic, where a person is never going to aggravate you, upset you, or piss you off. Even, and it doesn't mean that a person doesn't love you, and it doesn't mean that they don't mean you the greatest and highest of good. You can love someone with all of your heart and soul and every fiber of your being and existence, and still say or do something every now and then to hurt your feelings. And that is to be accepted. There's no relationship that's going to be perfect. There is no person that is going to be perfect. There is no long-term connection on any level and of any kind that you are going to get out of without that person ever saying or doing something to hurt your feelings or piss you off or aggravate you or frustrate you. Okay? The key is picking the people that are worth dealing with that. And you have to classify somebody as worth dealing with. And not be so quick to walk away and to cut people off and to burn bridges. Okay? Scorpio, like I said, you are infamous for your cutoff game. Y'all will cut something off and somebody off and down in a hot minute and walk away like, I don't care. But at the end of the day, that can lead to a lonely life. It can, because you can't always have your way, and you're not perfect, and neither is anyone else. And I hate to tell you. And Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Aries is ruled by Mars as well, and I'm in Aries. So I definitely resonate with the energy of being quick to anger or being quick to action, which is Mars energy. However, you are also a water sign. So that's going to affect, I call y'all steam, because that's what happens when you apply heat to water. So even though you're a water sign and Aries is a fire sign, Mars is still a fire planet and a fire elemental planet. And so basically, you're boiling water, Scorpio. You're steam. That produces steam. And if you've ever been burnt by hot boiling water or steam, that's a burn that's really hard to come back from. It's one of the most painful burns that you can experience. So let me say this. I'm going to need you, or that's what Spirit is saying, or the message to you is, Can you not cut people off so quickly? You're, in order to be with the King of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Swords. No relationship, connection, or of any kind that is long term is going to be easy. I'll story time really quickly. Where's the story time bell? Story time really quickly. I worked in a laundromat once upon a time, and there was a little old lady in there. Some of you have heard this story before, some of you have not. And the little old lady, I was upset that day. My husband had pissed me off, and I was upset. I was in there, I was aggravated. She said, "Baby, what's wrong?" And I told her what was going on, and I was upset. And she said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "You see that man right there?" And the little old man sitting there looking like, "I'm just here to help this woman with this laundry and mind my business." And he looked up, and she said, "I love him. I love him now." She said, "I loved him when we first got married." She said, about 10 years into the marriage or so, she said, I was through. I didn't love him anymore. She said, "I couldn't stand his ass." She said, "I could not stand the ground that he walked on." She said, "I was so angry with that man. He was cutting up on me and acting so bad that I didn't want nothing else to do with him. I wanted to leave." She said, "But it was back in the day. It was back in the day when you just couldn't just leave like that. When women didn't have the options that y'all got nowadays. Y'all could just pick up and leave. But that doesn't mean that you should." She said, "I hated him so bad." She said, "I would sit up in bed next to him and I'd look at him in his sleep and I'd say to myself, oh, I'd have killed this motherfucking dad right here where he lay." She said, "I was so mad. I was so hurt. I was so angry. I was ready to go. I wanted one of us to go. To death do us part, one of us needed to die. She said I couldn't stand it. She said she said she said I toughed it out. We had children. She said I couldn't just pick up and leave like that. She said I had a little job, but I couldn't took care of all the kids by myself. She said they had about 6 kids. She said, so she toughed it out. She said, and she said she went to church and she cried and she prayed. I'm not the praying church going kind, but if you need to manifest and you need to meditate, then that is what it is. And no matter how you cope and deal with that type of situation, you do what you got to do for you. And she said, I just started being different. She said, I didn't want him to touch me. She said I'd go to deliver his food or make his plate. I dropped that plate on the table so hard the food almost fell off. She said I wouldn't washing his clothes like I was supposed to. She said I was starting to get depressed. So things were things were starting to fall off, and he could notice. He noticed the change. He noticed the change in me. He said I sure did. He said I noticed the change. He said, and I realized what it was and why. And I got my stuff together. She said, and he did. He got his stuff together, and he slowly started to change his behavior. And she could see the change. And she said, over a little bit of time, and she said it was about 7 8 years, she couldn't stand him. She said over a period of time, she said, okay, well, he's doing better. Let me give him a chance. And she said she gave it another chance. All the time, staying in the marriage. And she said after a while, we started to get close to him again. And he started to become my friend again. She said, and I started to love him again. And I fell right back in love with him, just like in the first place. And she said, if you're going to be with somebody for years and years till death, she said you're going to love them and you're going to hate them many times over in that lifetime together. She said, but you made a commitment. You made a commitment, unless somebody is being abusive to you or outright neglectful in some shape, form, or fashion. She said, I'm not saying be abused, and that's not what I'm saying to you here, Scorpio. What I'm saying is you don't just walk away for any pink flag. You stay, you work on it, and you tough it out if it's important to you. And if it means enough to you, and if it's major, and when you marry someone, when you stand before whoever you believe in, God, source, ancestors, universe, your friends and family, your relatives, when you give your word to another person, that's all you are. That's all we are. That's all we are is our word. And if we can't be taken for our word and at our word, and if we can't fulfill our promises to the best of our ability, then what good are we? And if you stood or you promised or you said or you have hinted at the fact that you're going to be there and this is your person and I'm your friend, I'm your sister, I am your cousin, I am your brother, I am your wife, I am your fiance, I am your child, I am your mom, I am your dad. Whoever you are declaring that you are, that declaration comes with an air of responsibility. If you are my friend, you're supposed to be there for me. You're supposed to listen to me. You're supposed to comfort me. You're supposed to help me out. You're supposed to support me. If you are my husband or my wife, you're supposed to do the same. You're supposed to protect me. You're supposed to love me. You're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to be there for me. If you are my parent, you're supposed to guide me. You're supposed to raise me. You're supposed to care for me. You're supposed to love me. You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to protect me. You're supposed to provide for me. If you are my child, you are supposed to return the respect that I am due for taking care of you and having been there. Because a lot of people, their parent and their child gets old. Their parent gets up in age and they feel like, well, how do I have to take care of her? That's not, no, but that person took care of you. Somebody changed your diaper. Somebody fed you. Somebody saw to it that you had a roof over your head. And if that parent did that job to the best of their ability, then by all means, when they get up in their age, don't just throw mama and daddy in a nursing home. Do the right thing. You wouldn't want to be just abandoned and left sitting there wondering where the rest of your life, because you give your life to your children when you raise your children, or at least you should. And that requires some responsibility and reciprocation in the end days. I'm not saying be a burden to your child or expect them to support you or take care of you, but there comes a time when that's due, when y'all know what I'm saying. So, Scorpio, what I'm saying is, at any level, and what Spirit is saying in this message is on any level of commitment, connection, or relationship. Like I said, be it friend, family, or romantic. Um, even job wise. Um, Stop running so quickly. Stop cutting people off so quickly. Stop jumping ship so quickly. Stop judging and walking away so quickly when you're hot and you're mad and you're boiling hot water in the heat of the moment. When you reach a boiling point, when you're mad, when you're upset, when you're hurt, when you're angry, when you're feeling emotions, because emotions are temporary. They're not meant. They come and they go. Let them come and let them go. And in the meantime, keep your head cool, even if the rest of you is boiling. And think about it. From now on, stop. The Page of Swords is here. That's petty thoughts and communication and actions as well. Stop. Cool off. Don't respond. Don't act. Don't react until you have thought it through. Until you've had time to cool off. Until you've had time to come down. Until the boiling has settled. Until that water cools. Before you act or react or say or do anything. Calm down. Let the emotion come and go. Work through the anger. Try to deal with some things. Try to find forgiveness in your heart. I'm not saying give a person 10 chances, but 2 or 3 or 4 chances is not, because everybody makes mistakes and no person is perfect. And people love you regardless to the choices that they may make sometimes. And be patient and be kind and be understanding and try to not be hot-headed and to and like I said, think, stop, breathe, and think. I was talking to my daughter recently. We had a conversation we were talking about spankings. I think the conversation started with how I do not agree with gentle parenting. Whoop these children ass. I'm sorry. Whoop these children ass, okay? But I never whooped my children in a moment of anger. If I was really angry and I needed to cool off, I read it somewhere. It was in a psychological magazine or article or something that I had read when my kids were very little. When my oldest son was very little. And it basically said to calm down first. Tell your child, and I said, I know y'all might have felt like it was torture for me to tell you to go to your room and I will be in there. You will get a whooping or you will receive punishment, but I will get with you in a little while. Just go to your room for now. I know it was torturous and you felt like that was the worst thing ever because you had to sit there and you had to be afraid of when mom or dad or whoever was being sent to come initiate or give that punishment or that whooping. I know it was like nerve-wracking, but you deserve a little nerve-wrackingness because my nerves were wrecked. But they explain that it's the worst thing to whoop or discipline that child in that moment of anger. Allow yourself to breathe, allow yourself to calm down, and then address the issue and address the problem. So use that in all aspects of your life. Just because your boss pissed you off right then, and I know you want to pop off and call that raggedy bitch all kinds of names, don't do it. Don't just get mad, throw the stapler at somebody and walk out. Don't just take your name tag off and throw it across the room and walk out. Don't just wreck shop and go home. Because the next employer is going to find out that that's how you behaved, and that's going to affect your work history. Don't just tell your husband, I hate you, fuck you, I want a divorce, I'm leaving. Don't just knock the shit out of your child where their head hits the wall and now they're unconscious. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? This is how we make those fatal mistakes in life that there is no coming back from. That is how we burn the bridges. And we don't want nor need to burn the bridges because no person is perfect, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it. No person is ever going to go, even your children. My kids say hurtful shit to me all the time, and I get through it and I deal with it. And you may need to talk about it. And I'm not saying don't ever address it, or don't ever deal with it, or don't ever talk about it or discuss it, but just do that. Wait until you're in a calmer state of mind where you're not just reacting based on a whim or a temporary heated emotional moment, and calm your nerves. Don't just call it quits. Don't just walk out. Don't just walk away. Don't just end it. Don't say things that will end it. Calm down. Think rationally. Give yourself time to cool off. And then when you're feeling better and you've thought about it, and if you still need to address it in a calm and mature and rational and reasonable way. Tell that person that we need to discuss it. Now, if this person is not interested in discussing it, at that point, you know that different actions need to take place, because I'm not going to remain in a situation or a commitment or a relationship of any kind where a person is not communicating with me reciprocally, where they're not willing to discuss the issue or address the problem like grown-ups. Okay? And that requires a rational decision that the situation may not be for you, or that person may not be for you, and you need to take action as far as removing yourself and your energy from said situation, or dealing with it in a way that is rational and reasonable and sane. Okay? So that is the message that Spirit is delivering to you, Scorpio. Don't just cut them off and run. don't just axe it. Don't just chop them down. Don't just sting them with your stinger, Scorpio. Calm down and think it through before making any final decisions. Do not make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. That's your message. Do not make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. And then everybody says Scorpios are crazy. No, y'all are just heated and emotional. You're not crazy. They be crazy by how they treat you and how they act sometimes. Because everybody wants to tell you how you tell everybody how she hit me, or she cussed me out, and did you see how he acted? Yes, but what did you do to make that person act that way? People always want to tell people how you acted or reacted, but they don't want to tell people what they did to cause you to act or behave in that way. They won't tell you that now. So I'm not saying that you're crazy. I'm saying that maybe possibly your reaction might have been a little off the map. And that's understandable, because when you're in the heat of the moment and you're emotional and you're hurt and you're angry, it's very hard to function and it's very hard to think clearly. So take that time in those moments. Use positive self-talk. Talk yourself down to, wait a minute, Scorpio, wait a minute. You're mad, you're angry. They done pissed you off. They hurt me. Let me go calm down. Let me go get some wine. Let me go take a drink. Let me go smoke a blunt. Let me go smoke a cigarette. Let me go take a nap. Let me go meditate. Let me go have a walk. Let me go think about this. Let me go talk to a friend. Let me go sit with nature for a while. Talk to a tree. Sit by some water. Water should calm you. Just whatever you need to do, whatever your method of calming is. And if you don't have a method of calming, get a method of calming and grounding. Go get yourself grounded. Go get yourself stable. Think thoroughly and adequately about how to handle the situation moving forward. Okay? Okay. So, that has been your message for today. I need to run or chase a dynamic has me out of character big time. Yes, I understand. 100% extra Scorpitarius. I completely understand, and I needed to hear that. Thank you. Yes, you are so welcome, and thank you for being here with your energy. Spirit sends you to where you're supposed to be at the exact right time. I found that out, so welcome. You're here when you're supposed to be, and thank you for being here. So let's get a Dark Goddess card. We call this the Call You the Fuck Out deck, because some of the messages can be harsh. It can be a little harsh, but it's always very to the point and needed. So, let's get you a Dark Goddess card, and then I will let you be on your way. This is one of my better birthday reads. It was really informative. I don't like when the reads don't say much. Pisces had a sunshine and rainbows read this year for their birthday. I was like, really, Spirit? Fine. Okay, so I was like, what is this? All right, let's see. Let's get you a Dark Goddess Oracle card. Let's get you a Dark Goddess Oracle card, and I will send you on your way to enjoy your birthday. Y'all don't shake it too hard out there. Drink responsibly. Drink and smoke responsibly. I don't recommend anything else, because child, these children out here dying. Out here popping Molly. Y'all don't know what's in that shit. Nope, just stop. Fentanyl is deadly. What's wrong with you people? Just say no. If it doesn't grow from the ground and move around. For real. I'd rather see y'all do cocaine than be popping Molly. Y'all know what's in that shit. This children is dying. They're being found in the bathroom and in their cars. Let me move on. So party responsibly throughout your birthday season, Scorpio. Okay. All right. Let's get your Dark Goddess card. And that flew out very nicely. We have Resurrection, Isis, which is Scorpionic energy. Resurrection. Yes. I-H-I. Inanna, Inara. It's Papaloto. Isis. Okay. Hi, Anakita. Hello. Leo, you're in the wrong place. This is for Scorpio. All right. So, Isis, why have you sacrificed your own life for the sake of others? You have given away the most precious thing in life. You. All these years of dedication for the sake of your principles, all the pain and suffering you have endured, and yet you have ignored your own needs by putting others before you. This learned behavior has become a destructive pattern in your life. Stop self-imposing the victim upon yourself and take steps to live out your dreams. By self-sacrificing, you have forgotten who you truly should be. Never act as others expect you to be. Instead, take responsibility for your life and quit blaming others for your disappointments and failures. You need to be in service to yourself first and foremost. Take care of yourself and learn to say no to others, especially when their demands enslave you. Be like a phoenix as you rise from the ashes of resurrection, for Isis invites you to reclaim your personal power. The individual pieces of advice that go along with this card are as follows. Number 1, stop behaving like a martyr. Number 2, always help with a loving heart and never resentment. Number 3, hand any guilt over to Isis. In other words, be kind to yourself. Don't feel guilty and let it go. Okay? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a commitment to be kind to yourself. I just said that. Number 6, make a list of your goals and take steps to achieve them. And number 7, take control and responsibility for your life. And number 8, hey, seize the day. Carpe diem. All right, Scorpio, that was a beautiful message. And hopefully for some of you or all of you that run across this, a helpful message. I love you. Backwards. I love you. Thank you so very much for your time and your energy. Please take the time to click like, subscribe, join, and share. And make sure you drop a comment in the comment section. Engage. All right. I love you. For those of you who no, I'm not going to say that because it's a birthday read. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay. So I'm going to sing you out. And happy birthday, Scorpios. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.